Okay, originally Lorraine and I had planned to do a couple's devotional, but that'll have to wait for another day. So today, from my shop, since COVID-19 made itself known to the world, our world has become much smaller. Lorraine has, for the most part, been confined to the house, in our cabin, and I have spent most of my days either in my shop working on my hot rod or at the cabin cutting wood and reading. We have both been able to spend a lot of time praying, and for the most part, it's been good. I have found out that just like it has taken me 20 years or more to get things done on my car, God is still at work with putting some much needed things in place in my personal life. For the most part, these proddings have happened as I've read, studied, prayed, and visited with Lorraine. One of the biographies which I have found inspirational is the story of Eric Liddell. Many of you remember the movie Chariots of Fire, which is the story of Eric Liddell. But what you may not know is the title Chariots of Fire comes from 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 11, which states, "As they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind." The term chariots of fire is also mentioned in 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 17, which states, "And Elisha prayed, 'O Lord, open his eyes so that he may see.' And the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha." Eric Liddell became known as the Flying Scotsman. He was born in 1902 in China to missionary parents. He went to school in China until the age of 5, and at the age of 6, his parents took Eric and his brother Robert, who was 8 years old, back to Scotland, where the boys were enrolled in the boarding school for MKs. When Eric's parents were on furlough, they lived in Edinburgh, Scotland. At the boarding school, Eric Liddell became an outstanding sportsman. He was best athlete of the year. He became captain of the crickets team and the rugby team. He was described by his headmaster as being entirely without vanity, that is, not proud. Eric became known as the fastest runner in Scotland, and many stated he was a potential Olympic winner. In 1921, at the age of 19 years, he joined his brother in the University of Edinburgh, where he obtained a Bachelor of Science degree and was successful in rugby and the 100 and 200-yard races. He set a British record in the 100-yard race of 9.7 seconds, which he held for 35 years. Eric was chosen to attend the Paris Olympics and was to compete in the 100-yard race. The heats were to be held on Sunday. Eric, being a strong Christian, refused to run in the heat because it was held on Sunday, and therefore he had to withdraw from the 100-yard race, his best event. This decision was made well before the games, so Eric began training for the 400-yard race, and his success to this point was modest. When the day of the Olympic 400 came, Liddell went to the starting blocks, where an American Olympic team member slipped Eric a piece of paper on which was written 1 Samuel 2, verse 30. "Those who honor me, I will honor." Eric ran the 400-yard race in a record-breaking time of 47.6 seconds, a record which stood for 12 years. Eric said, "I believe God made me for a purpose, but he also made me fast. And when I run, I feel his pleasure." Eric continued to compete sporadically while he served as a missionary in China and later became ordained. Eric did not win every race he participated in. Eric said, "In the dust of defeat, as well as in the laurels of victory, there is glory to be found if one does his best. For me, this is a challenge to continue to try to do my best in my old age." The story of Eric Liddell has inspired many, and it became the meat of the Academy Award-winning movie Chariots of Fire. No less inspiring has been my involvement with many of you who serve the Lord so faithfully at Salem. You motivate me and others as I attempt to finish strong as I am able to. We will be able to say, as Timothy 2:7-8 says, I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith, and now there is in store for me and for you the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. So from my shop, COVID-19 has thrown us a curve, but we will carry on. I have worked on my car for 20 plus years, and I will continue. I became a Christian when I was 18 years old, and I will remain solid in him until I die. Blessings to you all as you continue to serve Jesus. So from my shop, God bless you all.